All right, so are you ready to dive deep into the Chicago Bulls' first three-peat?
Absolutely.
We're talking 1991 to 1993.
The dynasty that changed basketball.
Yeah, forever, really. And we've got some amazing excerpts today from the book Chicago Bulls, the first three-peat, 1991, 1993.
I mean, this book is packed with just incredible details about that era.
So we're going beyond just, like the wins and the scores.
Right. We're going to get into like the team dynamics, Phil Jackson's coaching.
Yeah, how they really built this dynasty.
And you know how this era still influences the game even today?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There's so many things that we can learn from this team.
Get ready for some serious aha moments.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because I think we're going to uncover some layers to the story that might surprise even like the biggest Bulls fan.
I'm ready to have my mind blown.
Let's do it.
All right, so 1991.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, obviously incredible.
But
was this championship all about him?
well, Jordan's talent, it's undeniable.
It really is.
But the 91 win, it wasn't just about one man.
Okay.
It was a turning point for the Bulls because of how they embraced this thing called the triangle offense.
I've heard that term triangle offense
Right.
thrown around, but honestly, it sounds more like geometry class than basketball.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for me a little bit?
It might sound complicated, but picture this. Like, the ball is constantly moving.
Okay.
Players are reading each other's positions,
Mm-hmm.
and the defense, they can't predict who's going to take the shot.
So it's not just about giving the ball to Jordan and saying, go score.
Exactly. And, teams like the Pistons, back then, they were known for their tough physical defense.
Oh, yeah, the bad boys.
Yeah, they were trying to shut down individual players, right?
Yeah.
But the triangle offense, it kind of turned that strategy on its head.
Okay.
It forced these Pistons to defend as a unit,
It wasn't their strength.
which was not their strength at all.
So it was about creating opportunities for the whole team,
Exactly.
not just isolating a star player.
Precisely. And, if we look at Jordan's stats from the 91 finals,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes even more clear.
Give me those stats.
He averaged 31.2 points per game.
Okay.
Sure.
That's a lot of points.
But also 11.4 assists
Oh.
and 6.6 rebounds.
So he wasn't just scoring.
No, he wasn't just a scorer.
He was facilitating the whole system.
Exactly. He was making everyone around him better.
And I got to ask about that iconic switch hand layup in Game 2 against the Lakers.
Oh, man.
It's almost like something out of a movie.
I know, right?
Can you, for those who haven't seen it, can you set the stage and tell us what happened?
So Jordan drives to the basket, looks like he's going for a right-handed layup.
Okay.
But then in midair, he switches the ball to his left hand,
Oh, wow.
completely evading the defender, and scores.
So smooth.
He adapted in like a split second, showcasing his incredible skill and awareness.
I can only imagine the energy in that stadium during that play.
Oh, it was electric.
It's clear this win meant more than just another championship for the Bulls.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This victory, it signified like the end of an era, the end of the Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
It was a changing of the guard in the NBA, the beginning of something new and powerful.
Wow, what a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to 1992.
Okay.
They had a 67-15 record, which is just mind-blowing.
It's insane.
So what were some of the key factors that contributed to this historic season?
But right off the bat, they made a really savvy trade.
Okay.
They sent Dennis Hobson for Bob Hansen.
Now, what did Hansen bring to the team?
Hansen brought valuable experience and depth to the team,
Right.
which is crucial over a long and grueling season.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to stay healthy.
Exactly.
And this is the year where Scottie Pippen really starts to come into his own right.
He does.
He goes from being Robin to a legitimate star in his own right.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
But what changed for him?
His stats from 92 compared to 91 are a testament to his growth. His scoring average jumped.
Mm-hmm.
He was dishing out more assists,
All right.
and he became like a defensive force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he was everywhere.
He was no longer just in Jordan's shadow.
Right, he was making a name for himself.
For sure.
And we can't talk about 1992 without mentioning the shrug game against Portland in the finals.
I know, right?
Jordan hits 6 3-pointers in the first half,
Just casual.
looks at the camera, and just shrugs.
Uh-huh.
It was the ultimate display of confidence.
It was definitely a show of confidence.
Yeah.
But think about it, that shrug wasn't just about Jordan's individual brilliance.
What else was it about?
It was a statement about his trust in the system,
Okay.
in his teammates in the triangle offense, working exactly as it was designed to.
It's like he was saying, this is what happens when everything clicks.
Yeah, like this is what we're capable of.
Okay, moving on to 1993.
Yeah.
Three-peats are incredibly difficult.
Oh, they are.
I mean, you've got the potential for burnout, the pressure of expectations,
Right.
the challenge of staying hungry after achieving so much success.
You get complacent.
How do the Bulls overcome these obstacles?
This is where Phil Jackson, the Zen master, really shows his coaching genius.
Right.
They faced their fair share of challenges that year.
Like what?
John Paxson had a knee injury,
Oh, yeah.
and the team had to readjust after the Olympic experience.
That's a whole other thing.
Right, a whole different dynamic.
So how did Jackson keep them focused?
Yeah.
Was it all meditation and mindfulness?
Well,
like his Zen master nickname suggests?
mindfulness was certainly a part of his philosophy,
Uh-huh.
but Jackson was much more than just a Zen master.
Okay.
He had this incredible ability to understand the psychology of the team, each individual's personality.
Interesting.
He knew how to keep them motivated and striving for more.
So it was more than just X's and O's.
Absolutely. It was about the mental game.
Fascinating. And the finals that year were full of drama.
They were so intense.
Game 6, the Suns are ahead. Jordan is pulling out all the stops then.
And then
Well, tell us what happens next, because I'm on the edge of my seat.
it's John Paxson. Not the name you'd necessarily expect to be the hero,
Right.
but that's the beauty of this Bulls team.
Yeah, that game-winning shot. Break it down for us.
All right, so picture this. The Suns are up by 2 points
Uh,
with seconds left on the clock.
okay.
The tension is palpable.
I bet.
And then out of nowhere, Paxson drains a three-pointer for the win.
Unbelievable.
It wasn't just luck.
Right.
It was a testament to the Bulls' system,
Yeah.
their depth, and the idea that anyone could step up and be the hero.
What an incredible way to cap off their first three-peat.
It's a storybook ending.
So after 3 championships in a row, the Bulls are on top of the world.
They were unstoppable.
But what happens next?
That's a great question.
That's what we'll dive into in the next part of our deep dive.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. This is so fascinating.
Me too.
Welcome back. Last time we left off with the Bulls celebrating their 3rd straight championship.
Yeah, three-peats are not easy.
It's easy to get lost in the excitement of those wins and, those amazing highlights. But there's a much bigger story here.
The Bulls' impact wasn't limited to the basketball court.
Right.
It extended to society as a whole.
Mm.
And it wasn't always positive.
What do you mean?
For instance, after the '92 championship, there were riots in Chicago.
Riots.
Yeah.
That's not something you usually hear about when you're discussing the Bulls' success.
It's an important part of the story, though.
Yeah.
The riots were a complex event,
Uh-huh.
fueled by, a mix of exhilaration over the win and kind of these simmering social tensions.
Okay.
It reminds us that even amidst this triumph,
Yeah.
there were deeper issues at play in society.
So it's a reminder that the Bulls, while they were symbolic of achievement,
Right.
also became a focal point for the complexities of the time.
Absolutely.
But shifting back to basketball, their impact on the sport itself was undeniable.
It was massive. The triangle offense in particular became a system that coaches everywhere wanted to study and emulate.
Really? So even teams that weren't the Bulls were trying to replicate their style of play?
Yeah. Exactly. Think about the core principles of the triangle offense. Constant motion, unselfish play, everyone contributing.
Okay.
It was a blueprint for success, and other teams took notice.
And this was happening at a time when the NBA was starting to gain global recognition.
It was the Bulls played a huge role in that.
How so?
Well, Jordan's popularity and the team's dominance, it attracted fans from all over the world.
Oh, for sure.
Plus, more international players began entering the league, bringing new skills and perspectives to the game.
A great example is Tony Kukoc,
Yeah,
who would later join the Bulls.
exactly.
So it seems like the Bulls' success really coincided with a real turning point for the NBA.
It really did. The league was experiencing incredible growth and evolution.
Uh-huh.
And the Bulls were right at the center of it all.
And let's not forget about their influence on popular culture.
Right.
I mean, Michael Jordan transcended sports. He became a global icon.
You're absolutely right. From shoes and commercials to movies. The Bulls' impact went way beyond the basketball court, and it's still happening today.
Oh, yeah.
Think about all the documentaries, books, articles that continue to be produced about this team.
The documentary, The Last Dance, a few years back,
Yeah.
it felt like everyone was talking about it.
It just goes to show their lasting power.
Yeah.
People are still fascinated by this era, by the personalities, the rivalries,
Right.
the drama, both on and off the court.
No, while Jordan is the most recognizable figure,
Of course.
let's not forget about all the other players who
Yeah.
contributed to this dynasty.
Absolutely.
What were their roles?
Well, Scottie Pippen immediately comes to mind.
Yeah, he was like this all-around force.
He was a lockdown defender and a brilliant playmaker.
Uh-huh.
His stats from the '92 season really demonstrate his growth as a player.
And Horace was a dominant presence in the paint.
Absolutely. His
Yeah.
rebounding and defense were vital to their success.
And then there's John Paxson,
Right?
who hit that legendary game-winning shot in '93.
Talk about clutch moments.
To be able to make that shot under that kind of pressure.
It's incredible.
So what were some of the other contributions from players who maybe didn't get as much attention?
Well, Bill Cartwright, for example,
Yeah.
brought valuable experience and stability to the center position.
Hmm.
Each player, from the starters to the bench, had a specific role,
Oh, okay.
and they played it to perfection. It was a true team effort.
And it seems like the team dynamics evolved over those 3 championship years.
That's right. While Jordan remained the focal point,
Yeah.
Pippen and Grant, they developed into all-star caliber players,
Okay.
taking on more responsibility and contributing more consistently.
So that growth was essential to the Bulls' sustained success.
It allowed them to maintain that incredibly high level of play, even when facing intense pressure.
And of course, we can't forget about the coach, Phil Jackson.
The Zen master himself.
His coaching philosophy was a huge part of their success.
It was the triangle offense,
Mm-hmm.
his unique leadership style,
Yeah.
his emphasis on team unity and mindfulness. All of these things contributed to creating a winning culture.
It's fascinating how he was able to manage all those different personalities,
Yeah.
keep them focused, and
Right.
bring out the best in each player.
He went beyond like the typical X's and O's of coaching.
Hmm.
He cultivated a mindset, the belief system that permeated the entire organization.
So it sounds like he created an environment where everyone was fully invested in the team's success.
Exactly. They were all in.
Now we've covered the wins, the players,
Mm.
the coach,
Mm-hmm.
even the societal impact.
You've gone deep.
But what about the bigger picture?
That's exactly what we'll tackle next. We'll look at the legacy of this dynasty,
Okay.
how it shaped the game, and what lessons we can still learn from the Bulls' first three-peat.
So we've covered a lot of ground in our deep dive into the Bulls' first three-peat.
We have. It's been a wild ride.
We've talked about the victories and the struggles,
Right.
the key players, the coaching, the impact they had on and off the court.
I mean, this dynasty, it really had it all.
It did, but now comes the important part. What does it all mean?
Yeah. What can we take away from this story?
You know what's relevant to us today?
Exactly.
It's easy to get caught up in the nostalgia,
Oh, yeah.
the almost mythical status of Michael Jordan.
Right.
But what are the lasting lessons here?
Well, I think one of the biggest takeaways
Okay.
is that while Jordan's individual brilliance was undeniable,
Uh-huh.
the Bulls' success, it wasn't just about one player.
Right. It was collective effort.
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
about the system, the coaching, the supporting cast, the collective mindset of the team.
They were all integral parts of the equation.
And for sure, take the triangle offense, for example.
Okay.
It wasn't about just isolating Jordan and letting him dominate one-on-one.
Right.
It was about creating scoring opportunities for the entire team, making them a much more dynamic and unpredictable force.
That's a principle that can be applied to so many areas of life.
Absolutely.
But not just basketball.
Right.
Teamwork, collaboration, a shared vision. These are the foundations of any lasting success.
Couldn't agree more.
Another important lesson is adaptability.
Oh, yeah.
The Bulls faced all sorts of challenges
Sure.
during those championship years. Injuries, fierce competitor,
And pressure.
constant pressure to maintain their dynasty.
It's a lot.
They had to adapt to each new obstacle and find a way to overcome it.
And they did, time and time
But they
again.
had to evolve as a team to keep getting better.
You can't just stay the same. You got to grow.
Think about John Paxson's game-winning shot in '93.
Man, that was something else.
He wasn't the star of the team, but he was ready when his moment came.
That's right.
And it speaks volumes about their depth.
Yep.
The fact that any player could step up and be the hero.
You never knew who was going to have the hot hand on any given night.
Right. It's about embracing the unexpected.
Exactly.
We can't forget about Phil Jackson's role in fostering that adaptability.
Oh, the Zen master.
Yeah.
He was something special.
He wasn't afraid to try new things, push his players beyond their comfort zones.
Yeah, that's how you get the best out of people.
And his leadership style.
Yeah, it was unique.
He blended a spiritual approach
Uh,
with a deep understanding of the game and a genuine connection with his players.
he really understood how to get through to them.
He created a culture of trust and belief.
Exactly. It was an environment where everyone bought into the system and each other.
That's what made them so special.
It wasn't just about winning. It was about how they won.
Right, the spirit they embodied as a team.
Exactly.
It's incredible how their influence is still felt today.
It really is.
The triangle offense is still studied and debated.
People are still trying to figure it out.
Coaches are still trying to capture some of that magic.
Yeah.
And players like Scottie Pippen,
Right.
who may have been overshadowed by Jordan at the time,
For sure.
now they're getting the recognition they deserve.
It was Pippen's time to shine.
It's a reminder that greatness comes in many forms.
Absolutely.
There's the flashy individual brilliance, but there's also the consistent excellence,
Right.
the steady contributions,
Yeah.
the moments that may not make the highlight reels, but are absolutely essential to a team's success.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one big question
Ooh, good one.
you want to leave our listeners with?
All right, so what makes a dynasty truly endure? Is it just about when the records, the individual stars, or is there something more profound at play?
Like what?
Something about the spirit of a team, their ability to inspire, the lessons they teach us about teamwork, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of excellence.
That's a powerful question to ponder.
It is. It really makes you think.
And who knows, maybe as you continue to explore the Bulls' first three-peat,
Yeah.
you'll uncover even more layers to this story and find your own answers.
Keep digging, keep learning.
There are so many books, documentaries, articles out there.
So much to explore.
It's a journey worth taking.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Chicago Bulls' first three-peat.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep learning.